Hey guys, I'm back with another candle haul, and today I have a HomeWorx candle haul. So you guys know I have a love-hate relationship with HomeWorx, basically because like sometimes you will come across like something that's like, oh my god, it's so amazing, so good, it's so addictive, and like I just totally love it, and it's like slack in excellence. But then on another candle, you'll get something that's just like a total tragic dud that either smells super generic or has like just puny wicks that just do not pull out, and it's just like a complete like just tragedy. So it's just like the contrast with HomeWorx is so vast versus like BBW is pretty consistent. Like we all get really super hot heavy burns that soot a lot, and the throw is usually like nothing's ever unscented. It's usually like anywhere from like a 4 to like a 8, 9, 10, whereas HomeWorx, it's like they normally in the lighter range, but then sometimes you'll get something that's just like really strong and awesome. So it's just like HomeWorx, there's such a like difference or like such a range of what you're gonna get with them, and because a lot of it's online ordering and .shop doesn't accept refunds or exchanges or whatever it is, it's just more of a risk, and of course it's more expensive. But yes, a love-hate relationship with HomeWorx, but sometimes like a fragrance will come along that's just like so awesome and juicy, and then like you get like wrapped up into like buying more HomeWorx again, hoping that you're gonna find another gem, and it's just like this treasure hunt, which is also dangerous because if you know anything about like how shopping habits form and like what is it, dopamine, it's like the expectation and the intermittent response, or like the like gambling. Like sometimes you'll get luck out and sometimes you'll be crap. So I think the fact that there is such a vast difference in terms of the what you're actually gonna get is also what makes HomeWorx maybe a little bit more addicting, is because like you don't know if you're gonna get a good one this time. Like if you do a slot machine, you don't know if it's gonna get a good one this time or if you're gonna get one that's bad. So it's just like it's almost dangerous in that sense too. But in any case, without going too much about how brain functions with habits and shopping and all that kind of stuff, let me get right into it. So the one candle that did me in, oh my gosh, is peanut butter waffle cone. Oh my god, I just got this one on a whim, and this is the first one I got with the white band labels on it, which I'm not really a fan of. It's just like so inconsistent from the rest of it. I guess they were trying a new look similar to like Scentworks was doing, but yeah, I don't really care for it. I like the old style label, but I think they're pretty much gone back to the old style label anyways. So yeah, this one is brown sugar waffle cone, cracked peanuts, caramel drizzle, and maple sugar. And oh my god, it's just been going to town with this. Oh my gosh. It burns totally fine, have no issues there, doesn't like soot too much. You just trim them and they're good to go. Oh my god, this is so delicious. I freaking love it. It's like an acquired fragrance or acquired taste when you first smell it that it's kind of weird. It's not exactly what you expect it to be, but it is so delicious. Just kind of like ignore what the naming is supposed to be on it. It's like this very realistic peanut butter. Like you get the shell of the peanut butter mixed with the saltiness, and it's unsweetened, the peanut. So it's like, it's more like just peanuts rather than like peanut butter, but there's like a salty, realistic peanut with the shell and the inside of it. You get all of that, and it's like one of the most realistic, awesome like peanut fragrances ever. But then there's something a little bit crunchy or crispy that I guess is supposed to be like waffle cone. It could be like peanut brittle as well. Yeah, but then lastly, there's something like just a tad sweet about it that kind of smells like, is there honey in here? It doesn't say honey, but there's like something tad sweet about it that almost comes off a little bit jammy as well, that it kind of smells like a HomeWorx interpretation of like the PB&J candle, which also Wild Berry Vanilla Bean from HomeWorx is also very similar to the BBW PB&J. This is like a more peanut heavy PB&J, but there's like a very realistic peanut note mixed with something sort of crunchy and like slightly like bakery or brittle-ish, and then something in the background is still a little bit bright and jammy and a little bit fruity that evokes like a PB&J experience. And oh my god, it's so delicious, so addictive. And the fact that it's not so overly sweet on the peanut or the peanut butter, or the fact that it's not overly cloying like pumpkin peanut brittle from BBW can become very cloying. It's very strong, and there's a caramel presence in there that's just like insane and out of this world, more so than peanut butter waffle cone. There's something so addictive and delicious about this that I just can't stop burning it. It's so good. Oh my god, I freaking love it. So that's peanut butter waffle cone right there. The first burn on it was very light. I could barely smell it like in an open concept area. I really couldn't smell it too much. So I've delegated it to my bedroom, and it's just like perfect in my bedroom. It's like a good like just like a 5. And it's like all I need. I just want to keep burning it. It's absolutely delicious. I don't even know if this is still available anywhere, but oh my god, I was just late to the train on it. Just simply excellent. Waffle cone, I mean, not really. It's just like like a PB&J type fragrance. But yeah, so comparison to this, yeah, it's similar. This is heavier on that jam and that weird like mahogany apple vibe that we're getting in this. But very similar, like peanut nutty, almost like honey type of like peanut treat type of fragrance for sure. And of course this is pumpkin peanut brittle from BBW, which I friggin' love this one too. This one's just way heavier and stronger on the caramel. And a little bit more like, I guess, spices, and the peanut is it's authentic, but it's not as authentic and like unsweetened as peanut butter waffle cone is. So I love both of these, and so this is very much in that same category of fragrances. So I love this one too. Just give me all like I guess I just really love peanut butter and home fragrance. Excellent. So yeah, there was that. Then we have Sunday morning cereal. This is another like late one, but I just got around to getting it, and that's what that looks like right there. If it would focus. And this one reads, crushed cereal, wild cherry, ripe strawberry, and sweetened milk. And so everyone's just been crazy with the cereal fragrances, so I was like, let me try this one. This one's interesting. It's way more sour than I would have imagined a cereal fragrance to be. I feel like it needs to be a little bit, it's sugary, but it's very sour at the same time. That it reminds me so much of Sangria Berry Freeze from BBW, if anyone remembers that. Very similar to Sangria Berry Freeze, like crazy. But it also has like kind of like lemon mint leaf vibes to it as well, and that like sort of lemon candied like jelly beans type of fragrance is in there. But it's also very reminiscent of cherry snow cone from BBW as well, which that was like almost like a cherry cream soda, and you got that like very sugary sweet creamy plus sugary sweet cherry candied element in there. Very similar to like all of those. It's kind of like you took components of like Sangria Berry Freeze, lemon mint leaf, and also cherry snow cone, and you kind of like mixed all those together. If you liked any of those, you would enjoy this one. It kind of smells like a cherry limeade creamsicle is probably the best way I can describe it. You get a very sugary, sweet cherry, and then you get like a very zesty, tangy like sourness that you would get from like a limeade component, and then there's a milky creaminess that could be either creamsicle, or in this case it's supposed to be milk. And so I understand that this kind of like has it's reminiscent of Fruit Loops, and since there's that sugary outer coating mixed with maybe like flavors of like a cherry Fruit Loop and maybe a lime one, and I guess supposed to be strawberry in this as well. But there's something a little bit more sour and zingy about this that takes it a little bit away from what I would expect a total cereal fragrance to be. Yeah, this could be like cherry limeade creamsicle, and like that would perfectly describe it in my opinion. I like this. Is this strong. This one is a good like 7 or 8, which we love that to actually get that from a HomeWorx fragrance. Sometimes it's a little bit too much in a bedroom, but I'm not complaining about it. The only thing is, it's a little bit like too zesty or intense sometimes that I'm like, whoa, I need to blow this out. But yeah, I guess, yeah, that's pretty much all I need to say about it. Sunday morning cereal right there. I do enjoy it, and I just enjoy getting a strong candle from HomeWorx for once. So there was that right there. So there was that, and I was like, ooh, I've been really enjoying those, so let me like do the old TJ Maxx, Home Goods, and Marshalls hunt and try to track down some newer fall candles. And so I did that. And I found spiced white pumpkin, and that's what that looks like right here. I believe this was in a TSV at one point, but I stray away from the TSVs because they don't have the best of quality. So I was like, I'll wait until it gets into a 4-wick, and here we are. So this is white pumpkin, cinnamon bark, white maple, and sugared vanilla. I believe this was at a Home Goods. Very spotty in terms of where you can find some stuff. Like they're always just like scattered all over the place, but I can never find them all at one store. And they are $16.99 at those stores. So did I read the notes? Yeah, white pumpkin, cinnamon bark, white maple, and sugared vanilla. This is very similar to pumpkin pecan waffles, like very similar, which is kind of strange because we've had praline pecan from HomeWorx as well, which is pretty much pumpkin pecan waffles as well. And this one is pecan, creamy toffee, whipped vanilla, and almond butter. Yeah, they're very similar. This one's maybe a little bit more like oily and more brown sugar heavy. That makes it lean more like into like candied pecans. And this one's maybe a little bit creamier maybe, but wow, they're very similar. Like 90% the same. Like this praline pecan and pumpkin pecan waffles are all in a very similar route. You get that maple in there, you get that nuttiness, you get that quote unquote pumpkin fragrance. It kind of smells like Captain Crunch, like it's that very much like candied pecans type of fragrance. I think I'll have to burn this one. This one's maybe a little bit more like spicy in the way like white pumpkin fragrances tend to be versus praline pecan, but still very similar to that pumpkin pecan waffles fragrance vibe. So I'll have to burn this one to see if like there's some other nuances that come out that make it a little bit different from pumpkin pecan waffles. So spiced white pumpkin right there. Let's see, I also found, of course I did a review on this already, Woodland Trail, which is also, it must have came out alongside Autumn Pine Cone, and I saw this at a Home Goods as well, and that's what that was. Watch the whole review because I did a whole review on that. Sugared cedarwood, warm amber, smoked oak, and marshmallow. Shantae, Trusted Nose, was saying that there was a original Woodland Trail in the hobnail green glass that smells completely different from what this is. So kind of weird that HomeWorx would like release one fragrance under one name and then just completely change the fragrance the second time around. Because when you smell this fragrance, it doesn't smell anything like the notes would indicate. This is like a super spicy, like the perfect Christmas version of HomeWorx is kind of what this smells like. In the review, I was saying it's just super spicy, like a sugared cinnamon and clove is what I get, mixed with like a juicy apple and maybe even a little bit of orange peel, orange zest note in there. And then lastly, a little bit of a creaminess, but it's not really marshmallow. Like the perfect Christmas didn't really have a whole lot of marshmallow in it either. There's just like an underlying sweetness mixed with like a slight greenery pine note. Similar vibe to that is what Woodland Trail is, but spicy with a little bit of fruity, with a little bit of creamy, and then a little bit of greenery. And that's what this is. So yeah, kind of craft store-ish, kind of potpourri-ish, cinnamon broomstick-ish, that type of route, but with a little bit more going on. So Woodland Trail right there. Very much like a holiday fragrance, so I'm gonna save it when it gets a little bit more holiday-ish and not so hot. Next we have Pumpkin Woods that I found out at Marshall's for $16.99. That's what that looks like. This has been out for a while. I think I smelled it at Ulta once, but it kind of smelled generic, so I didn't get it. But I was like, for $17, let me try it out. Pumpkin, grated cinnamon, cedarwood, and musk. It has like red wax on it, or like a rust-colored wax. Yeah, kind of generic. This reminds me of Midnight Leaves from HomeWorx as well. It's kind of like your slightly mulled cider, mulled apple cider type of fragrance, made kind of like dark and spicy. Kind of like a brown sugar presence in there mixed with the cinnamon. And a little bit of woodsiness. Yeah, very much a sibling fragrance to Midnight Leaves from HomeWorx. Yeah, think of like a darker mulled cider leaves type of fragrance is what this is. But we'll see. I wish Smoked Pumpkin Woods would be the one to come back, because that was friggin' excellent, but that was a one-hit wonder and it burned like trash on the very first release. If they did a 4-wick version of that, that'd be excellent. That was like I think it was a blend of pumpkin pie and marshmallow fireside from BBW. Like if you merge the two together, that's what Smoked Pumpkin Woods would be, and it was absolutely glorious. If that could come out in a 4-wick, that'd be very much appreciated. We then have Farmstand Pumpkin, which I could not find this anywhere, and I finally found a lone one at a random Marshall's. Or was this? Yeah, this was a Marshall's. Pumpkin puree, nutmeg, cinnamon stick, and sugared tonka bean. It has a bright orange wax on it. This is really nice. Very, like, average, not in a bad way, but like average and like a just right type of pumpkin fragrance where it's not too spicy, it's not too cinnamony, it's not too squashy, it's not too like clovey, it's not too potpourri, and it's not too like cinnamon broomstick craft store-ish. It's like very much middle of the road, just like awesome quintessential pumpkin spice fragrance is pretty much what I can say from it. There is like a gooey squashiness to it that I like, but enough of a sweetness. It's not quite as like Autumn Pumpkin from HomeWorx. I've never really enjoyed. It was like not sweet enough and not juicy enough. There was like a weird almost like an orange peel mixed with just like a plain squash note to it that I didn't love. I don't know. Autumn Pumpkin was hard to describe, but I didn't really enjoy it. This is kind of like what I wished Autumn Pumpkin was, and so we have Farmstand Pumpkin right there. Nothing groundbreaking, but just very well executed, like good middle of the road pumpkin fragrance. So we'll have to see if that one like livens up at all when it goes to burn. And then lastly, I had a banana daiquiri set from that iridescent collection from the summertime, and that's what that looks like right there. And yes, this one has like the flimsier lids on them. This one reads sweet banana, coconut froth, dark rum, and sugared musk. This is oh so immensely similar to coconut colada from BBW. Like, wow, very, very, very similar. Kind of the same vein as Bahama Fizz as well, in the sense that they're all like banana coconut drinks. Yeah, wow. If you did like this could almost be the same exact fragrance oil. If you did like a blind smell test, I don't know if I could tell the two apart. This one says coconut rum, pineapple, and sweet vanilla cream, but this one definitely has a banana note in it for sure. It's that same coconut plus banana in there. Yeah, they're very, very, very similar. I think the BBW one's just maybe a little bit more artificial and sharp and a little bit more like intensely artificial, whereas this one is a little bit more subtle and a little bit more, I guess, realistic, but like, oh my god, so similar. Like, if you already have coconut colada, you wouldn't need it, but if you love coconut colada and love those type of banana drink fragrances, then check it out. It's, yeah, banana, coconut, and cream, and a little bit like a booziness in the background. So we'll see. But yeah, so it's banana daiquiri right there. And I believe that's it for my HomeWorx haul. So yes, since most of these were at Marshall's, it's just the $17 on it, but if you do shop at homeworx.shop, make sure you use code JUICY for 0% off, or if you want to get 10% off, you can use code Shantae, which is what I personally use when I shop at homeworx.shop. I did succumb to the powers of consumerism, and I did indeed place another order of all like the bourbon pecan pie and the new donut one and the graham cracker one. Really intrigued about those, so I did use code Shantae to get 10% off on that order. So that'll be a later haul, I'm sure, down the line, and I'll do reviews on those as well. So yeah, HomeWorx is just very hit or miss. Sometimes you'll come across like an amazing gem like peanut butter waffle cone or wild berry vanilla bean, friggin' excellent. But then like sometimes you'll get something just totally crappy like spooky spider cider. So it's just a mixed bag, but it is what it is. So I hope you enjoyed this haul, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.